Recording in progress.
On the record in case number 23 CRI 188, cases captioned State of Ohio versus Howard Dwayne Walters, were scheduled today for bonds in the indictment filed the court on July 21, 2023. We're conducting this hearing by video. The State of Ohio is represented by prosecuting attorney Christopher Tennell. The defendant is also present, represented by attorney Sean Boone. Mr. Walters, do you have any objection to the court conduct this hearing by video?
No.
As the court advised counsel earlier today, Judge Snippert is recusing himself from this case. As counsel is also aware, I'm one of his magistrates. If counsel has no objection, I am willing to set a bond today, but that is all. The court is making its request to the Ohio Supreme Court today to appoint a visiting judge to this case. If counsel wants to wait and have the visiting judge set bond, the court obviously has no issue with that whatsoever. Mr. Boone, as far as today, do you want me to go ahead and set a bond, or do you want the visiting judge to handle that?
Your Honor, it would be our preference that you set a bond today.
Mr. Tell, does the state have any objection to me setting a bond today?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll go ahead and set a bond. First of all, Mr. Boone, as far as the indictment, has your client received a copy of the indictment, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he waiving reading of that indictment today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he waiving explanation of rights and penalties today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go ahead with the bond setting. Mr. Tennell, what is the state's position on bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the allegations in the case are rather self-evident from a reading of the indictment. We do believe that the defendant is in possession of a valid passport. We would like for him to surrender that to either law enforcement or the court as a condition of bond. Would request the court's GPS unit, as well as standard conditions applicable to every criminal case before the court. The court should be advised that the defendant has significant real estate holdings. There are 10, maybe 10 rental properties in addition to the home that he resides in. We would request that bond be set at $3 million cash.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Boone, what's the defense position on bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. We would have no objection to surrendering the defendant's passport, no objection to the GPS conditions either. Obviously, these are very serious charges. However, I do not believe that Mr. Walters is a flight risk. He was contacted by law enforcement back in late January. He reached out to our office, hired us, and stayed in close contact with us throughout the investigation. We contacted Attorney Tennell's office, let him know that we were on the case and to let us know if there were any updates or anything we could do. He remained in Ashland throughout the investigation. Ultimately, when the warrant was out to be served, he was found at his home. He was arrested without incident, and had anyone contacted us or contacted him, he would have turned himself in without incident as well. So I do not believe that he is a flight risk. Again, the charges are serious, and the court does have to take that into account. But given all of that, we would ask for a $150,000 to $200,000 cash surety bond. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Walters, the court is going to set bond as follows. To be released while this case is pending, you'll have to post two bonds. First bond is a personal reconnaissance bond. That's your written promise to the court to appear for all future hearings. If you would fail to appear for a hearing, be prosecuted for the separate felony offense called failure to appear. That's a felony of the fourth degree. That's in addition to this case. Courts also require you post a bond amount of $3 million. That can be posted with a surety bond or a cash posting. If you post bond, you're subject to the following conditions. One, you're not to leave the state of Ohio while this case is pending. Second, you must appear for all future hearings in this case. Third, you must keep the court advised of your address and phone number at all times. Fourth, you must obey all laws and orders of the court. Fifth, you're not to use, consume, or possess any alcohol or drugs of abuse. You'll also be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your own expense. Further, sir, if you post bond, you must enroll in the court's drug and alcohol testing program. Further, sir, if you post bond before you're released from the Ashland County Jail, you must surrender your passport to the Ashland County Clerk of Courts. Further, sir, if you post bond, you will be subject to GPS monitoring. What that means, sir, if you post bond or bail selective to GPS monitor, You have to weigh that while this case is pending. While you're on GPS monitoring of a curfew, you must be at your approved residence 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At this point, the court is only going to permit you to leave your approved residence for court proceedings in this case. Further, sir, as part of GPS monitoring, you have to post a $500 deposit for the GPS monitor. Further, sir, if you post bond, one of the conditions of bond is that you not be in possession of any firearms while this case is pending. Mr. Tell, is the state requesting any no contact orders or other conditions of bond?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Walters, do you understand the condition of bond?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right. Again, counsel, as far as scheduling, the court is making its request today for the Ohio Supreme Court to appoint a visiting judge. Once a visiting judge is assigned, we'll schedule this case for an arraignment. Mr. Boone, anything further we can address today, sir?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Tell, anything further today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you all. We're adjourned.